First of all, thank you. I can't believe that I've sort of got the two founders at the same time. In a startup, that represents a huge chunk of, productivity and everything being offline for a little while. So it's excellent that you're here, and of course, really awesome that you're in the Microsoft for Startups Highway to 100 Unicorns program. Welcome.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
We have the business and the tech brains both here in this interview, Maksud and Hadi. And I think, what we wanted to kick off with is maybe from your point of view, tell us a little bit about what CommEngine does.
Okay. Our startup CommEngine serves brands for customer engagement and profiling, lead management, and getting analytics from social media and messaging media. So it's a customer growth solution for brands and SMEs. And we are a B2B SaaS startup. We now operating in Southeast Asia region and plan to expand globally. So our main mantra for the brand is, okay, go last mile for customer engagement, something like that.
Got it. And, that's in terms of what sorts of challenges get thrown up either daily or on a longer stretch kind of basis. What sorts of things do you guys face?
Okay, so we want to answer it in twofold manner. So now we are operating for data-driven customer engagement or data-driven lead management is one of the honestly key challenge. And it's this series of activities with brands, and as a growing startup, this is complicated in terms of resource and in terms of budget. But we need to sort out something working within our limit somehow. And Maksud from Tech Part. Hello, Maksud. Hello.
Looks like you're on mute there, Maksud.
Okay. Yeah, in technology point of view, as it is SaaS platform, you're also facing challenges when customer growth and make this platform continuously scalable. That's the key challenge in technology part.
I think a pretty organic follow-on from that question is a little bit further down from on the list. What are the key criteria you have when you make technology decisions for CommEngine?
Yeah, actually, when we start developing our platform, it is a SaaS platform, and we think to operate in global market. And also, we want it to highly scalable in all available regions. Moreover, we want to use our recent all cutting edge technologies. And as a startup, we don't have too much fund to expend, so it should be cost effective. And another factor is our go-to-market time. To reduce it, we need to identify to use some managed services. So considering all these factors, we are actually choosing our technologies stack. So mainly we are using Microsoft Stack and Azure for our SaaS platform.
Does that have, was that any sort of reason to apply for the Microsoft Startups Highway program, or do you have sort of any ambitions that you specifically want to achieve by being in this program?
Yeah, sure. Because Microsoft has a large B2B solution distribution model, and they're expert on it. And on the other hand, we also using Azure for all those years for our solution hosting altogether. So we feel if we can learn to build and utilize from Microsoft, okay, for B2B solution distribution channel, and we can grow with our limited resource. And in the past sessions, okay, we also discussed with our mentors regarding it, how to leverage the experience from the Microsoft and how to leverage using the same channel altogether. So those are the two key decision, and another decision is technical, as we are hosted in Azure for very long, last 2 or 3 years. So we are used to with the ecosystem altogether.
Yeah, so it will be nice if Microsoft we can help us to scale our product and make it reachable to all regions.
Yeah, that's the holy grail of startup, getting it sorted and then bringing it to the masses. Certainly, that's that. With that being the plan in the world's fastest growing economy, Bangladesh, what would the impact of a success in highway mean to Bangladesh and the impact on driving economic growth?
Yeah, in Bangladesh software and IT ecosystem mostly based on the offshoring in those last decade. And now we are in front line of product building, and SaaS is one of the key segment, okay, which can make locally and can serve globally. So scale of economy is much higher than the traditional product making or offshoring. So here the trend is already started. We are one of few SaaS builder in Bangladesh, and there are some other player also. So I think so if we can succeed here, make an example through Microsoft this key program. So that will be driving factor for many others, and we can achieve a scale of economy. Okay, make locally for serve globally in this manner.
Yeah. It definitely sounds like you're focused on those outcomes, and I don't want to sort of shift the focus to being too big, but do you have eyes on what the next big growth opportunity for CommEngine is?
Yeah, yes, because as we are working on mostly for the brand and SMEs, so brand and SMEs focus also changed. Okay, so they want to get some other values from the social media, messaging media, and customer engagement, like lead listening to customer through analytics, something like that, rather than just traditional engagement, right? As we have both solution built, I mean, it's minimum viable product, but that is revenue earning. So we need to scale it. We need to scale the product, and we need to scale the market. Okay, and if we can combine both, I think so we will get a growth momentum with this combination of correlation. So that's our holy grail, and we want to just drive for it.
And this, maybe you have answered a little bit in your answer already, but what are some of the key trends that you're seeing in the market, and how is CommEngine addressing them?
I think so. Sorry, can you just repeat once again?
Oh, sure. I just said, what are some of the key trends that you're seeing in the market, and how is CommEngine addressing those?
Yeah, as we said, okay, so in all those years, brands mostly engaged with their customer, and that's all. It's a kind of a response management or casual engagement altogether. Now they are focused more regarding the lead generation for the social media and messaging, and also listen to the customer through analytics altogether. Okay, so we have working and revenue earning MVP for those segments. So I think so this is the right time to capture those opportunities. To there is a vacuum of brand needs, so we need to fill the vacuum and scale the product and market altogether.
Absolutely. It's kind of it's an interesting question that I ask at the end, because with so many of these tech solutions, COVID seems to have either accelerated people's business or sort of defined it or brought it about. What for CommEngine did COVID mean to you?
COVID really hit us. Okay, so when we started serving two target group TG. One is the brand, and another is SME. And when pandemic hit, what happened? Our SME client partner actually started struggling, and the impact is end of 2020. We closed our SME serving unit, because this is the hard time for them to use a growth solution in terms of money and resources. On the other hand, specifically in this region, so brands also, what can we say, brands' decision to use and adapt a new solution, growth solution for their customers. So our customer acquisition time actually increased and also cost and other things increased. But we found a mechanism to cope it out. So in our case, okay, we need to pivot our target group for pandemic hit.
Wow. And do you feel that you've recovered? Are you still reeling from that, or are you sort of back on track, do you think?
Almost recovered. And some more way need to go, almost recovered.
What would be something that I haven't asked you that you think would be really interesting for our audience to hear about either yourselves, your team, or your startup?
Okay, so from my point of view, okay, as we are a technology builder, so when we start building technology, so the things is our incomes in mind, okay, we are building for business, right? So technology, business demand, something like that. And when on the playground, what we found, another important factor is the psychology. I mean, how our customer, not the decision maker, even the who actually using the solution, mid-level, working level, or decision level, every level think regarding using a growth solution or regarding any other solution, okay, and adopt it with their work process or ethics, something like that. So maybe for most of our founders, that's one of the missing part. So when we think about our customer, we need to think about their psychology also, something like that. Okay, so it can be vary, I think so, region to region, but we need to find a unified, what can I say, unified view. Okay, how we can serve them with this one, something like that. And Maksud, anything to it?
No, it's okay.
That's a really interesting secret sauce. A super insight about what you feel you need to know about your customer, and definitely that's where the need for business arises. Is what the customer is thinking, what they need, and how you're going to meet those needs.
Right.
So, thank you so much for joining us today. And, the best of luck in the next few months in the program. We would love to check in again and see, the magnificent changes that have happened to what we've outlined today as being your plan. Because if the last 2 years have taught us anything, it is that the universe has zero regard for our plans. So we'll see what happens. But it sounds like you both are, up for the challenge and ready to kind of meet them and conquer them. We're delighted to have you in the program. Thank you so much for today, and we'll check in again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Lovely to meet you
Bye.
both. Bye.
See you. Bye.